Hey Geo Nerds, this week's video is about Little Cabbage Tree Creek, but that intro is about Gympie. Hang in there, something is going to happen. Anyway, you know what I'm going to say. Let's rock.
Bravo Tango Victor. Bravo Tango Victor. For information, we'll be operating on the just on the edge of the zone in Class G airspace, but we're aware of the other two aircraft. Bravo Tango Victor, do you mind? I've got a plane in. Try to slip under the street code. Try to surface there. 161.
Well, folks, we're in the old T-Rocks chopper again. We're just heading up to, we've got far to go, Little Cabbage Tree Creek today, which is up at Aspley, as you know. So what we'll do, we're going to head out. Oh, we nearly hit the Tower of Power there, Campbell's Tower of Power. We're heading out here over Spaghetti Junction. We haven't got far to go. This chopper does amazing things. Just going to pull in here over Aspley High School, which of course doesn't have a purple roof. That's an aberration. And there's Little Cabbage Tree Creek there, going under the hypermarket, past the Aveo there, all the way up the back of Aspley, up into what is McDowell. And here's where it gets weird. It's a drain here, a little grass-filled drain. You know, and then it just disappears into that culvert. Right there. It goes under all those houses, under Beckett's Road, all under this, and then goes under the Roadie Road intersection and pops up again here, and the source of it is here at the Leatherman School. Anyway, let's have a deeper look at that, because you know, there's more to this than there appears.
The east of the university at Geelong.
Well, folks, as I've said many times before, this is the earliest photo of Aspley. This is the Matthews Farm, and I've done another video on where this was. And if you want to know more about this part of Aspley, have a look at my video called The Aspley Hillbillies. It's a hoot, and it explains quite a bit about the people and whatever from this area. But today we'll focus on Little Cabbage Tree Creek. So up the top here, you can see where the two Cabbage Tree Creeks actually join. Little Cabbage Tree Creek flows into Cabbage Tree Creek. And we'll move down the course of the creek. You see Alan Lutwich and some land there, Baxter. These names come up a lot in Brisbane's history. Gympie Road, Albany Creek Road. Here's the creek running, it's running to the north actually. We're following it to its source. So it turns here, which is what is now really Roadie Road. And that map runs out there, unfortunately, but we've always got another map. Always keep another map handy. So here we are again. That's Albany Creek Road and Gympie Road heading off up there. Albany Creek Road was the way to Gympie, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. You can see then there's Norris's farm there, where it's the original Aspley got its name from. And we're just heading down now, pulling down where it crosses what's Hamilton Road. And it goes right the way through. It doesn't cross Roadie Road. A lot of people think it does. It doesn't. It certainly crosses Old Northern Road, and that's Bunyaville. Never really got built. But there's the source there, which is in Lutheran College, as you probably saw in the FlyIn. So anyway, back to Aspley. This area was originally known as Soldiers Flat. Then it was called, the area was called Little Cabbage Tree Creek. And it finally got named to Aspley in 1897. The name derived from the Aspley Orangery and Vineyard, owned by the Norrises. The Norrises came from Nottinghamshire in England, and there was a place there called Aspley Hall where they were apparently married. So that's where they took the name from. In late October 1867, gold was discovered at Gympie. And up until then, there was already a road from Brisbane to Kedron Brook, but there was all you did was you came toward where is now Albany Creek Road, and you headed off up Albany Creek Road, and you went over and you got onto the old North Road, and that's how you got to Gympie. Not acceptable at all, because, you know, people were walking. This is Gympie, by the way, in the old days. Cool old town, it really is. People were walking up there. If you wanted to get to the goldfields, you did this. You just tramped up with everything you had on a barrow. If you had a couple of bucks more, you might have a dray if they were going to deliver freight, or if they were going to deliver any sort of goods. They would be not walking like this. That's the Jolly Swagman, I remember him. Didn't he used to work for Ampol in the 1960s? Jim Smiley, I think his name was. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, a lot of these guys didn't have much. So they were just tramping, walking, interacting with the local people as they went along. And have you seen any of this shiny stuff? That didn't mean much to the native people. I found some of that over here. A lot of it turned out to be mica. They couldn't tell the difference between mica and gold. Fair cop. So drays. So you needed a road, a proper road. And Queensland was desperately broke. They needed gold finds. They were searching everywhere, and they did find it, obviously. At that time, our governor was Governor Bowen, a pretty nice guy whose wife by the name was Diamantina Roma. Not quite sure where those towns got their names. He seemed like, despite the eyes, he doesn't seem like a bad guy, actually. And our premier was...
Tulip trees, if you want to get your sister in a frenzy.
That's right, Ramsay Mackenzie. Oh, actually, Rob Ramsay Mackenzie. I couldn't help myself. Another guy prominent in those days was, of course, our old mate Tom Petrie. And Tom Petrie, and he was a white guy, but he had an Aboriginal name. And he'd lived with the Aborigines up to the north here for many years. And he was actually commissioned to peg the road out. Him and Tom Petrie did it. If you read Tom Petrie's reminiscences, or you listen to my audiobooks I'm doing of those, he talks of this. So Gympie had to go ahead. Gympie Road went through, and of course when Gympie Road went through, Aspley became a staging post because they built a pub there in 1897. They built the Royal Exchange Hotel just far enough out of Brisbane to stop for a beer and give the horses some water. And that was pretty much where the pub is now, but it was an older building, obviously. And then once the road was put through, they could take these things up there, load them up with all that prospecting gear, and off you go. These are Chinese guys going to another diggings, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take it for now. Well, folks, here we are, Little Cabbage Tree Creek, 1946. Beckett's Road there, Beckett Road, sorry, Old Northern Road, Queens Road, and our creek is here. So it's coming in from Aspley, heading up. There is no Hamilton Road yet. We're going through here. That's where that grass ditches you'll see soon. That's all underground, that section. That's all underground. This is all underground, and it pops up here. Then it runs up as a creek in this valley and ends up terminating in the old Lutheran school up here. Let's have a look at the upper section where Aspley is, because that's actually kind of interesting. That's also been mangled with. So here we go, 1946. I'll bang a few labels on here so you know where you are, but Gympie Road there, Albany Creek Road, pretty straightforward. Here's our creek coming up from where it joins Cabbage Tree Creek. Just going past where Hungry Jack's is now, but then it does this weird thing. That's not there anymore. That's been completely removed. And where it crosses Albany Creek Road, it doesn't cross there anymore either. So the building of the hypermarket and all those other shops. And just as a personal note, that's High Barbarie. If anyone knows where it went, let me know. Well, here we go, folks. I'm just going to pause it there. 3 Cabbage Tree Creeks. Little Cabbage Tree Creek on the left, Big Cabbage Tree Creek on the right, and in the middle Cabbage Tree Creek. No one talks about it, but it's there. You can see it on Doyle Road. Here we go. Here's the creek. Fairly much unmolested here. Some of these little bends and oxbows you see in this are in the early maps. Then it hits Gympie Road. goodbye creek. You can still see the old creek outline running around the shops. Everything is buried under the shops. And it doesn't really cross Gympie Road exactly where it used to. It's sort of been moved a bit. It used to be a little further up than that. So here we go. This is reasonably unmolested. A few too many straight lines in it for my liking. Someone's been in there with a digger. Past Deveo at Aspley there. Hi, Mum. And we go around the back of the Brisbane Toof. We're going to see that. There'll be some geology. There always is. Up through the developments over the old Morris farm there. Wish I'd have said that right earlier. And this is a particularly beautiful part of the creek. I'm going to show you some stills actually of this area very soon, and it's really nice. This is Hamilton Road here. We're just going past the Milne Reserve, and this is where it turns into Milne Hill Reserve, a grass drain. You'll see that in some of the stills too. This is the original creek, its location. It was a wibbly wobbly thing here, but now it's a big straight thing. And the thing about straight things is water goes down them like, freight trains. Big drain down there. Everything goes underneath. You can see a tiny bit of the creek left there just before it goes under what remains of Beckett Road. It's all underground here, and it pops up just past the big Roadie Road roundabout. You can see that straight line there. That's the creek. It's not. It's a drain that's on top of the creek, and it runs straight up the valley there to the old Lutheran school, which is the source of Little Cabbage Tree Creek. So, the source. No, we won't do that joke again. It's been done. Anyway, let's have a look at the some nice stills, because this is a very pretty creek. Well, folks, here's the geology. I'm going to draw the creek on for you because I've taken a fairly wide shot. Now, the red blotch in the top is the Inogra granite. We'll come down from there. The purple is the Brisbane phyllite, and the purple grey is the Narrandley Fernvale shales. Now, these are very old formations. Inogra granite, 250 million, the other two, 400 million. Down towards us, we have that sort of darker green. That's the Brisbane Toof, and I'm just marking that on because that's the North Pine Fault, runs right through the head of this creek. Underneath that Brisbane Toof, we have the Aspley Formation, which is a sedimentary sandstone formation, and all the yellow on the right-hand side is the Petrie Formation, and that's important because the Aspley mud springs are there, and they give off hydrocarbons. They were drilled and mined for methane back in the 1920s, and that formation contains coal, and it contains brown coal, and it contains a lot of other things as well. So that's the geology. You didn't think you were going to get away without geology, did you? Well, folks, this is the first time you can get to the creek. This is on Zilmere Road, just down from Aspley High. The Aspley Special School in there. Creek crosses the road. Proper little creek, it really is good. This is up at Hungry Jack's, up at Aspley. Pretty tragic sight this. Actually, someone was killed here a few years ago in a flood. Very, very nasty thing. But anyway, Cabbage Tree, this is over near the hypermarket. It crosses Albany Creek Road. I'm not sure this is the original position of this creek, but hey, it is now. Further up in the park there, this is on the Little Cabbage Tree Creek bikeway. It's an awesome thing. It goes right down to Zilmere Road now. It's really good. Further in, just a lovely place. Obviously, a bit of rain here, but it's just gorgeous to walk through. It's nice and flat too. Good about walking creeks is no hills. A few of the old scrub turkeys up the road there, a bit of erosion, and that's those loamy alluvium plains you see marked on those geology maps, which alluvium. And acid sulfate soils. We get the tomato soup here as well because it's all been disturbed. They've had backhoes in here and whatever, diggers, and there's acid sulfate soils as well. Water's not supposed to be that colour. It's just not. That's iron oxide, iron sulfate, iron oxide, I would think in this case. And this is when it hasn't been disturbed. It looks lovely. This is after a flood, I think. But I'll tell you what, I'd run a pan in there and have a bit of a look, see if there's any colour. Here it is closer up. You can see the shales breaking through there. This is further over where the Narrandley Fernvale shales are. You can see the shales in the riverbank there. Beautiful place, very calm, very peaceful, and very flat, which when you've walked 15 or 20 k's, flat is nice. And this is the culvert that is Little Cabbage Tree Creek up towards Beckett Road. This is where it comes out of, actually, because the source is up from here. And that's as close as you can get to the source, sort of, but I think I'm going to do a bit of commando stuff. We're going to do a bit of off-track exploring. Well, folks, I've managed to jump the track at the back of, jump the fence at the back of this Lutheran college. We're going to find the source of this creek. You know, I think we should. Let's have a look. What's over here? Oh, no, that looks, yeah, it looks good. Must be close to here, I think. Hang on a minute. Oh, no, I've turned on my source detector. Now we're in trouble. Oh, and it's got a signal. Oh, no, not again. Oh, well, we've got to follow it now. It's locked on. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? It's getting stronger. Oh, wow, who'd have thought the source of the Little Cabbage Tree Creek is Little Tabasco? Yeah, makes sense, I suppose.
I am a little disappointed